He's a 10 out of 10, but when you go for drinks with him and there's a straw in his drink, he uses the straw.
What? You know, carol singers, you people are a weird bunch at times. And I know there's a lot of irony there, because I'm just a guy chilling on YouTube in what I can only describe as probably one of the most beautiful GIMP masks you will ever see. Okay, I know there's some irony there. It's all good. It's all good. But I had two women knock on my door and they just start singing at us. Like no introduction, nothing, no formalities, no, oh hello, we're such and such, do you mind if we sing at you? Just start singing at us, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it actually took a few seconds to like dawn on us. I was like, oh wait, it's December time, Christmas time. These women must be carol singers. But I didn't recognise the Christmas song they were singing. They just started singing some random melody. And I was like, wow, this is really, really awkward. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to have two girls that you don't know show up at your door and just start singing? While making direct eye contact, by the way. They were making direct eye contact with us while singing. So awkward. And you want to know what I did to get out of that awkward situation? Do you want to know what I said to these poor little girls who just wanted to sing a song at Christmas time? I said, wow, I actually can't believe I said this looking back on it now. Wow, I might actually be a piece of shit. You want to know what I said? I said, can I pay you to stop? Can I pay you to stop singing? That's what I said to these two poor little girls who just wanted to sing a Christmas song.
That wasn't very Christmassy.
No, it wasn't.
Wow, am I a piece of shit for doing that? I think I actually might be, you know. Is that the worst thing that's ever been said? Is that the worst thing that's ever been said to a carol singer? Huh? I think I might hold that record. From the dawn of man until right now, has anything worse ever been said to a carol singer? Probably not. But it's all good. And at least I offered them cash, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people would just shut the door and walk away. You know? What else is new? Well, I don't have a dad anymore. Thanks, life. Yeah, cheers, life. It was actually recently his first anniversary. My dad died on the 18th of December 2024. 18th? Yeah. It was the 13th, a Friday. Wow, Friday the 13th, you know. Of all days. I mean, I'm not superstitious at all. But now I'm like, wow, you know what? I don't like that date anymore. I don't like Friday the 13th anymore. What a day. Friday the 13th, he developed some kind of brain hemorrhage, like a bleed on the brain. And fell unconscious for 5 days and passed away on December 18th. And during those 5 days, me and my sister essentially just sat by his hospital bed. I mean, you know what the worst thing about being in that scenario is? I mean, obviously the whole thing is the worst thing, but it's the absolute feeling of helplessness, you know? Just knowing that there's not a thing you can do other than just be there for them, you know? And you know what? It's a weird kind of twisted, how would you word that scenario? I don't think privilege is the right word, but what I mean is actually having the opportunity to be with someone that you love in their last moments is a very weird, dark, twisted, yet beautiful. I'm going to use the word privilege, but I don't think that's the right word to use. You know, because a lot of people don't get that opportunity to be with the people that they love in their last moments. A lot of people just get like a phone call or a knock on the door with bad news, right? But yeah, that was like the hardest 5 days of my life. But wow, what an absolute honour it was to have that man as my dad. My dad was my hero. Literally my hero. I just wish I had told him that when he was alive. I think that's probably my biggest regret. I think everyone knows deep down that their parent is their hero, you know? I mean, obviously, unless you come from like an abusive background or something, but if you come from a good, stable home, you know, with parents that actually love you, I think you know deep down that they are your hero, you know? Like the amount of sacrifice and just dedication it takes to be a parent is mad. And now I'm living it, which is even more mad. But yeah, my dad did everything for us. For me and my sister actually, but Monday to Friday, 12-hour shifts were like the normality for my dad. And then he would get me on a weekend. Because him and my mum divorced when I was very young. I think I was like 5 or 6. So I only saw my dad on weekends. But yeah, and I would see how exhausted he was during that 48-hour period on that weekend when he had me. But no matter how exhausted he was, he always made that weekend about me and my sister, you know? And looking back, I'm like, God, I have no idea how he did that. I've got no idea how he had the energy to do that. Wow, what an absolute honour it was. I owe everything to my dad. And you want to know something weird? My dad had this weird thing about owls, right? My dad really liked owls. And when he was a kid, he wrote a poem about an owl. We actually found that poem and we used it in the little booklet that we put together for his memorial. And then into his adulthood, he always had like these little owl ornaments, and he even drew one. He'd done this really like dark little gothic kind of owl. It was like a pencil drawing of an owl on like perched on some kind of tree or something. And on the night that my dad took his last breath, I shit you not, and this actually creeped us out when it happened. There was an owl, like literally outside of his hospital room window, his bedroom window. I couldn't believe it. And I have no idea what that means. That could all just be like coincidence, or there could be some like deeper metaphor going on there. I don't know. But I actually got creeped out when I heard that. When I heard that owl doing its thing. God, my dad was the best. And you know what? It's weird how life pans out when I think about how, like, almost 6 years ago now, when I found out my ex was pregnant. You know, I was terrified about becoming a dad. I had no idea what I was going to do. Fast forward 6 years, that very child that I was terrified about becoming a dad to is now sending me WhatsApp voice notes to pass on to my dad, his granddad, as he's lying in a hospital bed fading away. I just couldn't fathom what was happening, you know. I was sitting in that hospital room playing that voice note and it tore us apart, if I'm being honest. If I can find it on my phone, I'll edit it into this video. It was beautiful, but it absolutely ruined us when I heard that.
Hi, Grandad. I pray for you every day. I give you lots of kisses every day. And lots of hugs. I love you. Feel better soon. And a kiss for later.
And I'm battling a lot of emotions. I was angry at my ex for a long time because thanks to her and the way she was being, my dad only got to see his grandson for, I don't even know how many times he met him. It was only a handful of times. And he loved him. Like he you know when you see your parents' eyes light up when they're with their grandchild? That was my dad, you know. My dad loved my son, but he barely got the same because of my ex, you know. So obviously when my dad passed away, I was carrying a lot of anger towards her. But I don't want to be that person, you know what I mean? I don't want to... Me and anger just don't... we don't get along. I don't get along with anger. It just doesn't suit my personality at all. So I'm trying to battle with that, and I'm just gonna let that go. I can't be bothered dealing with all that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in my head. The obvious like grieving process, you know, but then I'm dealing with a lot of guilt, I think. You know. I mean, me and my dad were like proper close, you know, but you can always be with your parents more, you know, and I regret not being with them more. Like there was often times when, because my dad used to live like just up the road from where I live, and right by where I live there's like this beautiful woodland that you know, there's lots of woodland walks and that, and my dad would often like walk by my house and he would knock on my door. And he would ask us if I wanted to go into the woods for a walk with him. And don't get us wrong, there was times where I would, but there was also times where I was just like so exhausted and I just wanted to be left alone, you know, and I would refuse to go with him. And now I just wish I had went with him every time, you know. And there was times like, say I worked a 12-hour shift, I would come home and my home phone would ring, right? And I knew it was my dad, because my dad was the only person that ever rang me home phone. So I knew it was him. But sometimes after I was doing long shifts, I would come home and I would just be so tired to the point where I was like, I just wanted to crash out in front of the fire, you know? And I would just ignore the phone. And I'd be like, oh, I'll ring him back later, you know? Or I'll ring him back tomorrow, whatever. And now, me home phone never rings now. And I miss it, you know? It's mad how you miss the things that once used to annoy you, you know? Those little irritants that you thought you had are actually the things that you miss the most. But yeah, God, I love my dad, man. I miss him so much. I've still got Christmas presents from him, actually, I haven't opened. Because obviously last Christmas I just wasn't in the mood at all to open gifts. I'll probably open them this. God, it's 2 days' time. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. I'll probably open them this Christmas. But yeah, me dad was the fucking best. What an honour it was having him. That man is my dad, he was the best. He was perfect, he did everything for us. Still doesn't feel real, it's mad. The grieving process is mad. Like the other day I was just in the mood to like chill with him. I was like, oh, you know, I really fancy chilling with my dad. And then I was like, oh shit. He doesn't exist anymore. 1 year later and it still doesn't feel real. It's mad. But yeah, I'm going to end this video, guys. I don't really have much more to say. I just figured I'd make a video. I think this is my 3rd video, and I seem to only upload a video about once a year. So, you know, I should be able to monetize this channel in about 500 years time. Okay, peace. Love your parents.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.